You have to imagine it. In the total darkness of the womb, there's a struggle, a whole cosmos, really, being condensed into this one tiny space. And there are no words, right? It's just this primal beat of two hearts fighting for position, the sound of a mother's lifeblood rushing by. It's a war before there's even a world. Two forces, two completely different destinies, already locked in combat. One is just pushing, all force, demanding to exist. And the other? The other is holding on, grasping, already thinking, already calculating. You see, this isn't just a birth. It's the moment a spiritual crock in the universe becomes flesh and blood.
And then, boom, the dam breaks. The first one comes out, and it's not gentle. It's a force of nature. He's this explosion of crimson. I mean, covered head to toe in this fiery red hair. The text calls him admony, ruddy, red, like the very ground he's going to hunt on. You can almost feel the light in the room just bend around him, making everything warm, intense, almost violent. He doesn't cry, he roars. He's complete, a finished product, right out of the box. This is Esau.
But the fight isn't over. Not even close. As Esau is roaring his way into the world, a second, much quieter presence follows. This one is smooth-skinned. The light around him is softer, more ambient. And his very first act in the world, it's pure strategy. His little hand is grasping his brother's heel. Think about that. From the absolute first second, he's connected to the end, to the foundation. He doesn't show up with a roar. He shows up with a plan. He's not finished at all. He is a process. And this, of course, is Jacob.
Welcome, everyone. We are so glad you're here for this deep dive into what has to be one of the most misunderstood and profound family dynamics in all of history. We're going to look at the story of Isaac and his sons, not as, some simple tale of who dad liked best, but as a roadmap, a map to a truly staggering cosmic secret. Why on earth would the patriarch Isaac, a man who was the literal embodiment of divine judgment, have this gravitational pull toward his wild, untamed son Esau? Well, the answer isn't in psychology. It's hidden in the source code of reality itself.
So here's our game plan. We're going to journey through the 4 ancient layers of meaning, the Pardes. We'll start with the simple story, the one we all know. Then we'll dig into the clues hidden in their very names, their bloodline, and try to wrap our heads around this puzzling love. And then we get to the good stuff. We're going to unlock the metaphysics, the cosmic source code, and see how true harmony can actually come from deep division. Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's start at level 1. Pshat. The simple, literal story. This is the baseline narrative right out of Genesis. It's the story we all think we know, right? Two incredibly different twin brothers, both vying for the love and, most importantly, the blessing of their father.
And wow, the contrast couldn't be more stark, could it? Esau is all about the outside world. He's a man of the field, a hunter. He's hairy, he's red. He lives completely in the moment, totally impulsive. I mean, who sells their entire future for a bowl of soup? Jacob is the polar opposite. He's a quiet man, a dweller in tents, which the sages tell us means he was in the houses of study. He's smooth-skinned, an interior person, and he's a strategist. He's playing the long game. These aren't just personalities, folks. These are 2 completely different blueprints for how to exist in the world.
So now, we're going to peel back that first layer and go to level 2, Remez. This is where we stop just reading the story and we start decoding it. We're looking for the hints, the symbols, the little linguistic clues that the text leaves for us. It's like a trail of breadcrumbs leading to a much, much deeper reality.
And this is where it gets so cool. Details that you might have just skimmed over are actually packed with meaning. Esau's name, it's connected to the Hebrew word asui, which means made or completed. He's spiritually static. What you see is what you get. His description as admoni, or red, that's not just his hair color. Red is the mystical color of severe judgment. And that line about Isaac loving the hunt in his mouth, it's hinting that Isaac was literally consuming a specific type of spiritual energy from Esau. Meanwhile, Jacob's name comes from Ekev, the heel. He's on a subtle path, connected to the endgame, the ultimate foundation. These aren't just names, they're mission statements.
And all of this leads us right to the 3rd level, Drosh. This is the level of inquiry, where we have to confront the big, central paradox of the story. A problem that has been debated in the halls of scholarship for literally thousands of years.
And this right here, this is the whole question, isn't it? It's not just, hey, why did Isaac like his older son more? It's, how could Isaac, a man whose entire life was a meditation on holiness, a man who was a testament to spiritual discipline, be so magnetically drawn to Esau, the embodiment of the physical, the impulsive, the spiritually coarse? It just feels wrong. It seems like a bug in the divine system. But what if it's not a bug? What if it's the system itself working exactly as designed? And that question brings us to the very bottom layer, the deepest one. The sod, the secret. We're leaving psychology behind, we're leaving simple morality behind, we're entering the realm of spiritual physics. And we're about to uncover the Kabbalistic secret that explains not just Isaac's love, but a fundamental law of how the entire universe operates. This right here is the master key. The Holy Zohar, talking about this exact story, gives us the whole answer in one short, incredibly potent Aramaic phrase. Kol zina rakim le lazineya. Each kind loves its own kind. Now, this isn't poetry, it's not a nice saying, it's a statement of cosmic law.
So here's the absolute critical takeaway. Isaac's love for Esau wasn't a choice he made. It wasn't about emotion. It was an involuntary, irresistible, metaphysical resonance. Okay, think of it like this. You have two tuning forks, both tuned to the exact same frequency. You strike one, and even from across the room, the other one starts to hum. Why? They're resonating because they share the same essential structure. Isaac and Esau were those two tuning forks, vibrating at the exact same cosmic frequency. So, to really understand this resonance, we basically have to become cosmic engineers for a minute. We need to pop the hood on this story and look at the underlying spiritual architecture of these souls, the actual source code that dictates how they operate in the universe.
This is a perfect breakdown. Think of Isaac's soul as a core operating system. Its fundamental architecture, its code base, is built on the Sephirah of Gevurah, which means judgment or severity. So that gives him a very specific energetic signature, right? A code that's all about strictness, boundaries, fiery intensity. Then Esau is born, and he is, for all intents and purposes, an external program running the exact same code. So the system, Isaac, immediately recognizes a perfect match. That's the resonance. But Jacob is running a totally different, more advanced operating system, Tiferet, or harmony. His system isn't designed to just resonate with one thing. It's designed to be a central processor that integrates multiple, even conflicting protocols, fire and water.
Let's just zoom in on Gevurah for a second. It's the fifth of the 10 Sephirots, these divine emanations. Its whole essence is about judgment, strength, the power to set limits to define reality. It's the cosmic force that says no, that creates all the boundaries. And its mystical color? It's red. And suddenly, boom, Esau being Admoni, ruddy, red, it's not just about his complexion anymore, is it? It's a flashing neon sign pointing to his spiritual root. He is a walking, talking, living embodiment of the force of Gevurah. And this chart just lays it all out. This is your cheat sheet to the whole cosmic drama. Isaac is the core system, rooted in the fire of Gevurah. If this were a video game, he's the original fire-type patriarch. Esau, he's the raw output of that same fire, totally powerful, but completely unchecked. He's the unstable fire-type berserker. All power, no control. And Jacob is the central processor. He's the attribute of Tiferet, and his job is to integrate the opposites, the fire and the water, judgment and mercy. In the game, he's the hero, the one who comes along and can balance all the elements to create something stable and whole. So this brings us to the big payoff, the why. Why was this whole system of division and affinity set up this way? It wasn't a mistake, far from it. It was a necessary, absolutely brilliant part of a much grander cosmic design. You have to remember, the patriarchs weren't just guys living their lives, they were laying down the foundational pillars for all of reality. Now we have to talk about the cosmic risk here. Isaac's pull toward Esau, it was logical based on their matching code, but it was incredibly dangerous. A system of pure Gevurah, of pure judgment, without the balancing flow of chesed, or mercy, which was the attribute of his own father Abraham, is completely unsustainable. It just leads to collapse, to destruction. Esau embodied that risk. He was the spiritual path of pure, unchecked severity, a dead end. So Isaac's powerful affinity for him actually served this vital purpose. It was a sorting mechanism. It drew out and isolated this raw, dangerous power so it could be identified, managed, and ultimately overcome. And this right here is maybe the most important takeaway of all, the difference between these two concepts. On one side, you have affinity, that's Isaac and Esau. It's based on sameness, it's the resonance of identical natures, it feels good, it's easy, it's intuitive. But it's limited, it just reinforces what's already there. On the other side, you have harmony, that's Jacob's job. It's not based on being the same, it's based on the difficult, complex, masterful work of integrating opposites. It is the spiritual heavy lifting of taking fire and water, judgment and mercy, and weaving them together to create something brand new, stable, and complete.
And this is the breathtaking purpose of this entire drama. Jacob's destiny was never to be Isaac 2.0. His destiny was to become something entirely new, something greater. He was tasked with taking that fiery pillar of Gevurah that his father Isaac established and synthesizing it with the flowing pillar of Chesed that his grandfather Abraham established. By uniting these two opposing forces inside himself, he becomes the central pillar of the whole system, Tiferet, harmony and truth. He literally completes the structure. He creates what the mystics call the complete bed, a stable spiritual lineage through which the divine can finally flow into our world in a balanced, life-giving way.
And so we're left with this question to take with us, right, in our own lives. We are all drawn to what is like us. It's a fundamental law. We seek out people, ideas, friend groups that resonate with our own nature. It feels comfortable. It feels easy. But is that where the real growth is? Or does our true spiritual work demand that we do the much harder job of Jacob, of finding a way to integrate the opposing forces, both within ourselves and in our relationships, to build a world not just of comfortable affinity, but of true, dynamic, life-affirming harmony? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.